Okay. So, wait, alah, if I do this, I can't see the chat. Are you all able to see my screen? Can you just unmute your mic?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay, Chomel.
Yes, Doctor.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay, at any time you can't see anything or I tiba mute or whatever, please let me know on WhatsApp or please just message if I can't see the message, then just turn on your mic. All right, so welcome to our first session of the intro, at least, for biological classification of marine organisms. Technically, it's supposed to be a taxonomy class, okay? But somehow, there are two reasons why I didn't use the word taxonomy. One is because biodiversity, and I think a few other courses, not a lot, but there are a number of others that do have taxonomy classes, but they are more terrestrial based or, general. So ours is very much focused into marine, and I think the little thing that we've done very different compared to others is that I'm attaching a lot of our work to our own repository itself. So it gives you a bit of exposure of what curatorial work is done in a normal museum. So the other thing is why I didn't use the term taxonomy is it tends to scare people, because when I first started this, technically you guys are the third batch. So when I first started this course, the first fear was like, alamak, taxonomy, kena ingat nama ke? Kena hafal nama ke? So now itself, I'm telling you guys, no, you're not going to hafal nama or what not. You're going to understand concept, what goes behind taxonomy. Taxonomy is not just merely looking at a pictorial guidebook and full lega. Yes, don't worry. In fact, it's going to be so fun. You rasa macam nak ambil kursus ni lagi sekali. Sebab I've had those who macam Hafi macam macam takut je. Yes, in some ways, my lectures, Dr. Mel kan. So, mestilah gempak sikit. But the lab is going to be a lot fun. And I wish you guys were here because if you were here, even more fun. Okay, but don't worry. I'll try to talk less. In fact, I keep it as short as 15 to 20 minutes. Or I even do asymmetric, what do you call this? Things like uploading videos and whatnot. So you have time to watch, and then during our session like this, we will talk more, discuss more. So it'll be more interactive that way. Okay, so what I'm going to pull you here through is that, okay, for Sunday, if you guys were here, it would have been RRC. But since you guys are unable to be here, so that's why we've posted the toolkits to you guys. Now, first thing first, before I forget, I need to know if there's a lot of you who still haven't received your parcel yet. I know that from Indonesia and Sabah masih tak ada lagi. Are there still quite a number that have not received? So you can put it in your chat because I seem to have my chat box coming up. So I assume everybody has received that kalau macam tu? Still belum dapat. Okay, Yazid je yang masih boleh dapat. Banyak lagi ke yang tak dapat?
Belum, Doktor.
Zul pun tak dapat. Aduh mak. Okay.
Tak dapat lagi.
Okay. Jangan sedih, jangan risau because lab starts next week. So the first thing first is what I need. Can you guys give me a list, maybe on WhatsApp, of those who have not received? So give me your name and your matrix number so that Miss Atika is able to provide your tracking number, and we'll look into that. Okay, so before I forget, please do that first thing first. Sesiapa yang tak dapat lagi, please put in your matrix number and your name. Okay, so that's one. By right, so those that will be assisting me today will be not today, throughout the whole course, is Miss Azwarina Ramasamy and Miss Atika. However, sadly, they are unable to be present today because they were actually notified on a short notice to attend to something. So I will be presenting today. Not a problem. It's just a briefing today of what you guys gonna have. Okay. And then Thursday will be our class from 8 to 10 a.m. Okay. Now, in terms of your assessment, So what I'll be doing is, of course, on my side, I'll be giving your lectures. And this will be assessed through a quiz. This quiz usually is done during Miss Azwarina's gallery introduction. So immediately after the gallery introduction, there will be a quiz. So it is by individuals. So please listen very attentively to next week's class, so that not class, the lab session, so that she will have a quiz immediately after that. Then towards prior to the semester break, I will provide a first test, and then followed by, of course, the final exam. But the fun part that you guys are going to have is this: your lab assignment reports and case study report. Okay, although I mean the term report here, it's not a written report. Maybe there's one that is required of a written report, and even so, it's a very short one. So it's going to be more videos. So why we like to do videos is both RRC team and myself, we have the sense of pride and appreciation of the work you do. So technically, you're not just students of my class, but you're also volunteers for RRC. So how we want to show that sense of appreciation is that whatever works that you have, one of your best works will actually be displayed. In fact, what we did was for the first year students, the first batch that actually joined our course, their works were actually not only displayed during an open day exhibition, but their works were actually brought to Pusat Sains Terengganu. So and then some of the videos were actually displayed whenever we do talks. So in fact, recently we had a talk with Singapore. So the second year batch, their works were actually used as our materials during presentation. And we say these works are all totally done by students. So rather than just doing a written report and then boom, macam buang terlupa, it's more of a remembrance for you guys of how to do the work, but also our pride, the pride we take in the work you do. So that is why we sort of have to do a quota of, by right, if it's physically, you guys have to be a quota of 30 people. But since it's online, we can mark it up to 50 because we want to ensure the quality of what you get is sort of full on. Okay? So are we clear with this aspect first?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So I'm going to just run you through very quickly thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, very quickly first of the topics that you're going to be taught. All right. So I've uploaded some of this, and if there's going to be any changes, I will definitely notify you in the WhatsApp group. So I thank Arisa for notifying me that I accidentally uploaded an old version. So this is the newest version. However, I'm going to invite, there's one that has been confirmed of industry in the classroom. So she is Dr. Ting. She is a malacologist. Malacologists are those who work on gastropods, on mollusks. She's based in Singapore, so from the Raffles Museum in Singapore. Now they've changed the name. It's a little bit long for me. Ling Li Kong Chang Museum or something like that. So she's going to be our invited speaker. I also am likely to get another invited speaker, but I have to confirm the dates. But if everything is well, I'm going to have an invited speaker from South Africa. So if you've noticed, I shared with you guys my poster that I will be giving a talk to South Africa. This is hosted by the South African Institute of Aquatic Biodiversity. So they have a great collection of marine fishes from the Atlantic and some from the Pacific and also Indian Ocean. So yeah, we're going to have two speakers, most likely two speakers, but if the other one can't make it, then we'll have at least one from Singapore. So in terms of industry in the classroom, I might actually shift some of this based on the different dates. Okay, but for the first 7 weeks, we will cover 7 chapters, and then you have a break on Thursday, and your first test will cover at least the 7 topics. Okay, so you have Introduction to Taxonomy, which I'll be covering this Thursday, followed by Species Concepts and Speciation, Establishing Identity, How to Read and Write Species Descriptions. This is somewhat catered to more journal likes, but I'm going to try introducing to you how the normal scientific journal is quite different from the journal for a taxonomic journal. And then type designation. So all this will be covered soon. And then after your mid-sem break, I will cover the general notes of ICZN. So this is basically the Bible of the rules and regulations of how to to name a species and how to follow the codes. Okay, there's one for just specifically for botany, but the one that ICZN is specifically for zoology. Okay, and then chapter 9 is very straightforward, keys in taxonomy. And then a brief introduction on phonetics, cladistic, and phylogenetics. And the last one will be evolutions. And then by the 13th week, you should get your carry marks. Okay, so all of these notes plus videos are already available. Even for this recording, I will actually upload it on YouTube, and then I will share a link so that for those who have missed this class or for those who want to revise, you will definitely have a chance to revise on the video. So this one is okay before I move into the lab? Any questions regarding this? Okay, all good. Thank you very much. Okay, so now this part I'm going to cover quite briefly. Okay, good. Thank you very much. All right, so by right today being the first day, this is what we're doing now, the introduction to our course. So and I'm presenting your summaries of the syllabus. So again, the syllabus and Myra is, my CA is available on eLearn. So then next week's lab is a visit to RRT. So since you can't come here physically, you're going to be, we will do a virtual one for you. Okay, and then you will have your first quiz here. So Kak Azwarina and Atika will prepare a video on this, and then of course, my job is to upload any of our video recordings on eLearn. Then on April, you will start your wet specimen preparation. So for the time being, that's why I said you still have ample time, so don't worry about it. By April is when we start. So the first thing is you have your wet specimen video. Okay, so what will be done is that for every part of this lab, Ms. Azwarina and Ms. Atika will actually do a video demo for you. So in that session, we will give you guys the video prior to the FOD. So say the FOD is the lab session. We will post it by the 15th of March. The 2nd of April. So that you have time to look at the briefing first. All right. So when you see the video demo, after which we will have probably another short demo, and you guys will execute the work that you have. Okay, then so when we have the briefing on Sunday, we expect you to submit the video by Wednesday. So that is why we try to upload the video by the 2nd of April, 2 days prior, so that you can watch the video. And if you have any questions on the date, you can ask Ms. Azwarina and Ms. Atika any questions. And then straight away you need to submit the video by Wednesday. So please do this at a timely fashion. If you look at the instructions below, it's not very long. But why we need to do so is so that rather than just submitting any of your videos and not getting feedback, what we want to do is that the following week, we get to see your videos and we get to give you feedback of what was done wrong. Because sometimes looking at a video is one and you doing it is another. But how you do it is also is very critical, because we might overlook and say like, oh, this is what it's done. But how, again, like say you diluted it to 95% ethanol, say. But how you diluted it was actually a wrong calculation. So we need to see all those little minor details so that we have time to give you back. So this is our form of effort in showing that we really appreciate your work and how we can rectify it for you. So then the same thing is applied for the following session. On the 18th of April, you will have dry specimen preparation. So the videos again will be uploaded 2 days prior. So you will be using an arthropod carapace for dehydration and also bivalve shell dehydration. If you guys were here, we would actually be doing taxidermy and also taxidermy of green turtles as well as using lobsters. We have a lot of specimens here, but because of the postage issues, and now that we know that there's also issues with JNT, not really looking after in terms of how fragile things are, we we couldn't take that chance. So that's why we send little small crustaceans for you, but those are cute anyway. So basically what you're going to do is, of course, again, you don't have to submit this because there are two parts of the dry specimen preparation. So only once you understood the first one and then you've gone through the second dry specimen preparation, only then do you submit both of that, part 1 and 2, on Wednesday. All right. So this will require resin coating and block finishing of the resin. So this is the second part of your preservation where you will do resin coating and doing resin blocks. So if you see those that you see like molds, you will see like not molds as in kulat, the mold to put your resin in. Some of you will get hearts, some of you will have like a brown mold or something like that. That is where you're going to put your specimen in to do resin block. This is always usually the highlight of our work. All right. So, and then again, the same thing, we'll give you feedback. Storage management basically is how do you prepare sort of boxes or containers in order to, say example, if you have places like Aquaria KLCC or you have Forest City or etc. who want to loan your specimens. Okay, so we'll show you some examples of how to prepare storage management, either to loan the specimen or to how to actually preserve it within your collections. Okay, that's what storage management is about. And then you have database management. Okay, so I'm sure you guys are familiar with worms right now. All right, so data search basically is like equivalent to your GBIF, but RRC is registered with data search on OBIS. So what we're going to train you guys is we're going to train you how to download some of these specimens that are available. Don't worry, don't panic. It's nothing difficult. It's actually very straightforward, so much so you can finish it immediately during the class. So once they've given you the briefing, you can execute it within that class and you can even submit it straight away. All right. It's very straightforward, but it's just to give you an idea what you have to do. And then the finale of your work is doing an exhibition management. So the previous groups get to do they get to do a physical one, and one did a virtual tour. But you guys, we are expecting you to actually do a virtual exhibition, meaning to say you would have to actually engage the audience to come and vote for your exhibition. So the ones with the most likes and the most loves or hearts and all are the ones we will actually have awards for those who actually can have the best virtual exhibition display. Okay, so how are we so far? Are we all alright? Or are you guys lost?
Yes.
What does
Yes.
Okay, yes, that's good. All right. And the bestest part of all this, you guys will actually get a certificate. Okay, for now you may think the certificate is like, it's just a no. One, the certificate actually, because it's coming from RRC, it's a recognition that you guys have taken up a course with us, so you're familiar with the ethics and the works that that Azwarina, Atika, and myself have done. Okay, we are expecting to move. If our future direction is such that whatever certificates or whoever volunteers who have actually registered with us, we are hoping to give you guys again not anytime soon yet, but like a sort of membership, so that if you can go to other museums and all, you can get discounts and merchandise and whatever. We are going towards that direction. So that's why this certificate is going to be very, very helpful for now. Please keep it. And yeah, basically it's your gateway also for networking, if this is where the direction that you want to go. Okay, so um again, of course, these briefings will be gone through again by Ms. Azwarina and Ms. Atika. But I'm just going to give you an idea of what you really need to take seriously. So if you've noticed, we've actually given you the modules of what you need to prepare, okay, particularly for the lab. So for your lab, these are the items that you would already have. So for lab 1, all right, then these are the things that you need to prepare. So in a way, why we're doing this in April is so that you guys will actually get all of the things that you need to prepare immediately. So like what you need to prepare is like, say, weighing scale or luggage scale, any form of scale. So that's why we gave you different examples. Anything as long as you can measure the weight of your specimen. And then any form of ruler, tape, measuring tape, even that of a tailor's ruler, you know, the ones that are flexible that you can roll up. Yeah, you can even use that as well. Any form of entomological pins, scarf pins, etc. So we're trying to modify as much so that you can even do it at home. So get all these items: flat styrofoam, stainless steel tray, or any form of tray, water spray, bottle, tissue. These are things that you can get. So all of your instructions are quite clear. In the sense, you should prepare a single marine fish with the above specs. More specifically, try to get marine. And then follow all the steps in the briefing that will be posted by Ms. Azwarina and Ms. Sastika. Then, of course, you'll be given a data sheet. So please use the data sheet, and you have to keep it throughout your whole session. And you have to prepare a 3-minute video on the steps of wet specimen preparation. Submit one video with English or Malay subtitles on the link from eLearn and YouTube. Okay. Create your own YouTube video or WhatsApp, etc. Because again, if your work is really good, we will use these materials again for any roadshow exhibition that we will do. So again, why we prefer English or Malay is so that we can cater to either an international audience, or for Malay subtitles, like if we are going to schools, etc., we will appreciate your work so that we can display to children, like say in rural schools, or anyone that is more comfortable with the Malay language. So again, yeah, please do your work, go all out and do proper work, because we really want to exhibit you guys. You want to exhibit how you do your work, and you want to encourage that these are all exclusively done by students. So because of that, we also require you to, when you're doing your recording, to properly use your PPE attire, which means use your lab coat, gloves, and masks. Do it as if you were actually doing it here. Again, because we want to create the right sort of inspiration for students. So obviously, if we're going to see you macam cincai boncai in your house, then it sort of defeats the purpose. Like, oh, macam ni ke boleh jadi scientist kat rumah? You know, like, ada standard lah sikit kan. So try to keep to that standard, alright? So the same thing applies for dry specimen preparation. Again, you're required to wear your PPE attire. Again, 3-minute video, etc. Things that you need to prepare: stainless steel, any form of tray, even your serving tray for your drinks. But please, if your mom gets angry, you're like, why are you using this for your scientific work? And you say, Dr. Mel said so, please, yeah, don't put me in any trouble, yeah. Pandai-pandai lah kau semua, whatever you can reuse, okay? And then, again, 3 plastic containers with separate labels. Labels can be written, or you can even put like a tape that you can write on top of the plastic containers, so they can remove it later on. Tissue paper, surgical tools like scissors and forceps, I'm assuming all of you would have, because if you were to buy the dissecting set, it will be a bit too expensive for some, I assume. If you have it, it's even better, but if you don't, at least you need the basics of having a scissors and forceps, okay? Mole release, so that whatever resins and whatnot that you have in your mole, you need, it'll be easily removed. So that's why you need at least Vaseline, lip balm, or candles or wax. Any form of product that is quite similar to any of this. Car polish wax, microfiber cloth, so that there's no sticky residue or bubbles and whatever that will be in your resin block. And then, of course, a fresh specimen. So we're expecting that although it's one bivalve, there's all sorts of bivalves down there. You have oysters, you have mussels, you have kerang, you have lala. Go all out, go crazy as much as you want. All right? So you nak yang kecil-kecil, you nak berlambak banyak, also go ahead. Whatever that can fit into your resin mold. So get creative. We want to see your creativity. Okay, and then for your third part of your lab, again, there has to be acid-free buffer paper. Oh, sorry, these are things that we've given you. So you need, what you guys need to prepare is scissors or blade, and then a 2 A4 size corrugated fiberboard. When you mean by corrugated, if you see like this particular waves down here, okay, so this is what you mean by the corrugated fiberboard. So a single wall is okay, is enough to do. When it gets to 2 or 3, it becomes a little bit harder to create your storage box. So what was required of Azwa and Atika was a single corrugated fiberboard. So this one is, that's why I had to show the picture just in case. And then a ruler and a hot gun glue. More specifically, a hot gun glue because it fixes your boards thoroughly well. Okay, and the same thing. However, in this case, you don't have to show yourself as a lab coat, glove, or mask. Okay, but if you still want to go ahead with it, by all means, the more professional, better. Okay, and then you're coming to the data part, database management. Before I go into detail of this, are you guys able to follow me well, or do you have any questions at this stage for the first 3 parts of your lab? Are there any questions? Following well? Okay, thank you, Yazid. Anybody else? It's all clear. Very good. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'll move on. So with database management, of course, you need to make sure your laptops are all right for this. And then, okay, so there are 2 parts to this database management. We have part A and you have part B. So part A is searching for and extracting the data from OBIS, all right? So you're going to be extracting information of these fish species from this different phyla based on the collections of RRC, okay? Why we specifically put this on is that these are the ones that are available from RRC. So please don't go to any other museums or repositories that are from OBIS and download any form of other fishes. More specifically, we want you to see, we want to assess if you're able to download specifically from those from RRC. Don't worry about this. During the class session, you can do this. But again, if you want to play around, you're more than welcome and encouraged to do so. So then, of course, you have to download the data sheet from OBIS and convert this file to Excel. You have to show proof of this in your first appendix of your report. Okay, so what I mean by report, this is the only one that you will actually have to do a written report. The first 3 ones is a video report. This one is a written report, lab 4. So please take note, yeah? And then using the data downloaded, answer the following questions. So in your report, you must have these questions. So just copy and paste it in your report and answer the questions. Okay, from that, you have part B. How do you have to data proof in worms? So basically what we want to see of how you verify the name. Okay, so I need to make you realize that worms is not a platform for identification. Worms is a platform for you to verify if the name of the species is still valid, if it's still in use, or is there a new name applied. So I really need to emphasize this because I'm not too sure what was taught of during Kerja Lapangan. Worms is the best platform so far regarding any marine species. However, again, it's not for identification. Identification is a different different process altogether. Worms basically is that when you're assured of that the species that you've identified is of that particular name, the nomenclature we call it, what we want to make sure is that you are able to check on worms if the name is different or not. Then worms will actually show you that, no, there's a newer name now that's been used. So this is the name now. The other names prior to this are now synonyms. Meaning, when you mean by synonym, meaning is like how for certain word you have synonyms. Like if you have big, other words that are synonyms to big are uh, enormous, gigantic, those kind of things. Those are synonyms. But when it comes to the case of scientific naming, the ones that are most recently used and the latest, that is what we want to find out. Others just become junior synonyms. That's what you want to say. All right. So again, back to this. So using your data sheets from lab 1 and 2. So again, even though you're doing a video work of lab 1 and 2, but your data of the fish that you use in lab 1 and the crustacean and the bivalve that you use in lab 2, you have to transfer this data into the RRC database template. And then you also have to verify the scientific name using match taxa from worms, and you have to provide the accepted nomenclature. So again, you have all the different synonyms of names, but the accepted name, the accepted nomenclature is what we want to see. And then you have to provide the FIA ID for the species name. So basically, it's like their registration of the code for that species name. Okay, and then download the finalized data from worms and update it in your RRC data sheet and provide this in the second part of your appendix. Again, do not worry. You're able to just venture out and try it by yourself, but we will still guide you through on the day of how to do such. Okay, and then you're basically going to send in a single report soft copy for part A and B, and then again write your name. Please don't write matrix. I know it seems very straightforward, but don't literally write matrix. This is supposed to be where your matrix number is. So if you're S57354, that's what you write. 57354. This is the one that you have to change. Everything else is the same. That also applies to lab 3, 2, and 1. Okay, exhibition management is the one that is going to be quite tricky, actually. Not say tricky, but it's going to be exciting. So this, right now, the first thing is choose a group from the list below. Okay, so basically there's 51 of you. There's only going to be one group that's going to have 6. All right? So other than that, everybody else is going to be 5. So choose a group from this list below consisting of 5 members per group and highlight the wonders of your group phyla to create a virtual exhibition in a video format. Okay? So the thing is, why we have this particular phyla is because we have a small microgrant for this. All right? And we want to exhibit your students' engagement with the public. So this is also what is available in RRC. So what we want you to do is that 5 of you guys, you have to, this is a first come first serve basis, okay? So perhaps if you need to, maybe a group leader, I might assign Zul to help me, or anybody else. If Zul rasa macam terbeban, you can assign somebody else. But please do like Google Excel sheet where you can have this list of phyla that you have to work with and quickly chop tempat. First come, first serve. Okay, so once this is done, from your group titles, okay, we basically have resin specimens prepared for all of this. So we'll have the resin specimens that will be prepared by Miss Azwarna and Miss Atika, which you will use for your virtual video exhibition. So we need to say, Ka Azwarina and Miss Atika, what they will do is they will do sort of like a camera of a 360-degree look for this resin, and also probably a picture or a mixture of both. They will give you these raw materials that later on you would have to create your own video, a 2-minute video using this material and also your own. So I emphasize here, use your creativity to design a teaser video that is animated and colorful to attract the audience to view and vote for your video. Okay, so now this 2-minute teaser video should outline very quickly an introduction to your phyla, the classification of resin specimens. Okay, because although this is the phyla, we will give you specific species which we have made resins of for each of this phyla. And then, okay, so you have to provide the scientific and vernacular name because, of course, this is a taxonomic class. Then after that, you have to at least, depending in the 2-minute video, in your 2-minute video, you have to at least give one fun fact for one species. So it can be anything weird, unique, or any interesting aspects of the species that covers ecological or economical significance. So maybe you want to highlight something about the IUCN status. Maybe you want to explain about the diversity of the species, like say the fact that arthropods, you have shrimps, crabs, mantis shrimps, prawns, and all sorts, all right? So you want to explain about the diversity. That's how what's unique about this arthropod group. Or you want to explain that that certain species of probacteria and dinoflagellates, they will be new species because they're so small and the potential is high, of finding new species. Or anything that you find, like say invasive species. I leave that up to you. But of course, it's homework for you because you have to do some research. But yet, which is still tying down to the taxonomy of the group. And again, please create your videos in Malay with English subtitles. Okay, there's a difference here, yeah? The other first 3 labs which you have to do videos, I mentioned it's either Malay or English. Now, in this case, because this is the only one you're doing by group, you have to create your videos in Malay, but put your subtitles in English. So as you would like to further engage with the local rural communities. So now this video will be uploaded to the RRC Facebook account to get public votes. So whatever materials that you have done then when you created a 2-minute video, we will upload it in the RRC Facebook. But then you guys will be asked to share the videos to RRC Facebook account. So you'll have to ask please vote for my exhibition for the best one, yada yada. Make it all exciting like that. Okay, and then we will also have pre and post survey questions prepared for you to be shared with the public to assess their ocean literacy. So again, it's not about you learning from this class, but we want you to start making an impact and engage with the public so that they will also understand the work that you do and of course enhance their ocean literacy. So this survey will be shared to the public to RC's Facebook account. And we will have 2 awards which will be given to the most liked videos and the most survey respondents. Okay. Undoubtedly, whatever it is, towards the end of the course, all of you will actually receive a certificate of participation from RRC. All right. So the first thing first, again, the first thing you have to do is in your WhatsApp group, please list me all those who have not received their parcel yet so that we can check out their tracking numbers. The second part is, this is your group assignment. So please, Zul or whoever, please create a Google Excel so that all 5 members, you can start putting your names in. One group will have an extra person, which will be 6. Okay. So these are the name lists. But there's one that is Jasmine that is not in this group. So I put here 52. For some reason, I don't know why it can't drop. So just take note that Jasmine is not, Jasmine from year 2 is not in this group. So other than that, you're allowed to do whatever. Okay, so what to expect is, this is what we got from the first year group. So they've actually helped with the collections of RRC and they did some really amazing job. It might not look impressive to you, but from the kind of work that they had before from RRC to what they're able to do now to change to really make this more presentable is a lot of effort for RRC. So but for you guys, since you're unable to be an RRC, we hope that at least your product will be something that you will remember of. Okay, so the previous group, they used this for taxidermy. So we did have leatherbacks as well, and also green turtles. So they did taxidermy for this. Sadly, it's going to be a bit tricky to do taxidermy for you guys, unless you want to enroll for this elective course again, and hopefully can come in next next semester. But otherwise, yeah. What we had to do is we did resin coating for all this. Is very fun. So the storage management part is actually not shown here though. But basically this is actually the serial cleaning that you have to do, is different ethanol for you to prepare your dry specimen collection, if I'm not mistaken. And then the previous group, actually, what they did is they got to show them how whatever coral rubble and those that with fungus and whatnot, how to actually manage your specimen. So for the dry specimen for resin, this is what you're going to be expected to do. You're going to be expected to have all these cute little resin things to be made. You can even put glitter if you want. We didn't provide glitter, but if you really want to go all out and do your stuff, again, creativity. So this is what the previous group used to do. So they were given an empty temporal room. They created their own posters. What we did was we asked them to send the posters to us so that at least we can edit the titles in case. But some got very creative. They did their own QR code so that they can do surveys. We didn't advise them for this, but they did their own QR codes. And then some actually tried to entice students and what to come in by giving them sweets. This group was quite interesting because they actually made clay pot pula. They made a polykit out of clay. And then this group was quite interesting where they showed how to do storage management for corals. And then this group exhibited a giant clam. So they took the giant clam here and from the exhibition and actually displayed it here. It's quite nice. All these posters and all were designed by the students themselves. So they actually form a committee. And this is if you were doing OBIS, this is the lab that we would have put you in so that you could actually assess and do your work. But basically that's it, really. So you guys will be the first batch where it's totally online. The second batch got to do half physical and half online, but you guys are totally online. And this is the first time that we're actually sending through your toolkits. So we hope that we can make the best of the situation, and at least you will still have fun. So by right, I have finished my briefing. Again, I like to keep very short briefings. I prefer to have more interactive discussions. So before I end this, is there anything else that you guys want to raise? Any questions? Are you all clear? Any questions you want to ask? Okay, thank you, Yazid. Kenapa Yazid just slow mo yang message? Yang lain macam...
Doctor, I have a question.
Yes.
What if kalau macam saya, second year, saya tinggalkan barang kat rumah sewa. Rumah sewa tu dekat Terengganu. So lab coat saya tak ada.
Okay, lab coat tak ada. Boleh pinjam ke?
Saya tak tahu nak pinjam ke siapa.
Tak tahu nak pinjam kat siapa.
Tak tahu nak pinjam ke siapa.
Okay, interesting
Sebab tak ada orang yang dekat dengan saya yang sama juga ambil biologi.
Okay, this is interesting. Are you intending to come back to Terengganu untuk get back your stuff before April?
Rasanya tak ada. Planning nak balik.
Okay. This is interesting question lah. Macam mana nak ni? Boleh pinjam ke daripada chef ke ataupun chef macam pelik pula. Klinik ke apa ke, I don't know, you have to get creative lah my dear.
Alright, doktor.
Ya, ataupun kawan yang boleh postkan sekejap ke. Langsung tak ada kawan-kawan
Doktor.
yang macam daripada degree yang lain ke yang, ya, okay. Yeah, sorry this funny question. But yeah, I hope you can find a way, crack your head, find a way. Doktor, for lab 3 and 4 tu yang kena guna glue gun tu, if tak ada glue gun, boleh ganti glue lain tak? Okay, I think this one was raised. I raised this to Puan Azwarina, and she mentioned that the glue gun will be the strongest. But I do not know if we can use macam elephant glue ke tak, because otherwise I would have liked to put that option there. So I'm happy for you to raise this question to Miss Azwarina, kalau kita boleh replace glue gun tu dengan say elephant glue. Tapi kalau tak, because I remember her saying specifically memang sepatutnya kena guna. So yeah, that's the thing. Because I think this cardboard yang kita guna yang fiberboard tu it's quite hard. So bila kita nak potong kotak tu untuk jadikan satu kotak, it's going to be a bit tricky to use another kind of glue. That's what she told me lah. But I didn't ask her if boleh guna macam super glue seperti yang elephant glue ke apa. So thank you Arisa for raising this. Maybe you can ask in the group and then tag Ms. Azwarina ataupun Ms. Atika. Boleh? Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Because if there's no, I don't mind keeping this session short, and then we can you guys can do your own stuff. Senyapnya group ni. Excited lah sikit. Hello. Hello.
Nah, doktor.
Okay, thank you. Yazid semua. Nasib baik Yazid. Terima kasih Yazid. Yazid je yang this one. Yazid, Arisa. Yang lain macam tak semangat je. Janganlah macam ni. Sedih je saya rasa. Okay, so then if there's no questions, thank you very much. I think Crystal. Okay, cantik. Very good. So if that be the case, thank you all very much. And I'll see you when I see you on Thursday. All right? Okay, doctor, when we can form, do it immediately. That's why I said, I usually Zul is the one who what do you call this, communicates with me. So unless Zul wants to appoint somebody else to create the group, so terus in that Excel group, immediately.
Dah siap doktor, kejap doktor.
Ya, apa Zul?
Dah siap. Nanti saya pass link.
Okay. Alright, that'll be good. Thank you very much. Anybody else? Ada soalan? Thank you, T, for raising the question. Okay, otherwise, thank you very much for your participation for today. Don't forget, please, to take your attendance. If you don't take attendance, susah for me. But otherwise, thank you all so much. It really is a pleasure, and I look forward to having you guys towards throughout the whole session. Okay, so I will stop my sharing and I will post this video. Thank you, everyone, and I'll see you.
Thank you, doktor.
Thank you doktor.
Thank you, doktor.
Have a nice day, doktor.
All
Thank
to
you,
have a fun
doctor.
day, yeah?
See you Thursday, doctor.
Okay, thank you all.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.